Hey, what's up? I'm Fest Grandiose. You guys may know me from Reverb, where I talk about synths and electronic music and all that good stuff. But you may not know that I actually create music and perform music very often here in Chicago, USA. And today I want to talk about the Push 3, particularly the Push 3 standalone version. Recently, me and a good friend of mine, Rob, we formed an electronic duo and we started performing out together. But recently, we've been playing a few shows, and I've been bringing this Push 3 out along with my modular, along with Rob's hardware setup, and it has completely changed how I was looking at this before as an instrument for live performance. So that's what I want to get into, and I want to share a little bit about this setup and how we got it going with the rest of our live setup. So let's just jump right in. I really enjoy playing the Push 3 as a live instrument, complementing what I have going on with my good friend Rob, better known as RMM. Together, we are WFXR. And ever since I started bringing this to our jams, this has been very beneficial for keeping us all locked up together, primarily because we've been using this as a master clock, first and foremost. And we've been doing it with CV clock, and that's one of the first things that I wanted to show y'all. So with the Push 3 standalone, if you download the CV Tools pack, you can get the CV Tools, and you could use the CV clock out. And I like to have that on the master track. And if you go over to settings, you could actually change with these pedal outputs here. You could change that to a CV out, or it could be a trigger out, or of course, it could just be a pedal input if you want to use foot pedals and whatnot. So I changed it to CV out, and I have that CV out going through this 1/4 inch to mini 1/8 inch into my Eurorack system using a 24 PPQN to clock my PAMs. And then Rob is also clocking his Eurorack system from that same CV signal, and it's all within the Push 3. And what's cool about that is, of course, with this being a standalone, I could add any type of clips and samples and loops that I want, and it'll be all clocked within the master clock. So if I go over here and start these drums, cool. So of course, that gives a lot of control already with being able to just jump to whatever tempo that we want and be able to sort of use the Push 3 as like our anchor to hold stems, loops, even full tracks that are just good to have ready to go in a live set. We do a lot of improv together, but it's nice to be able to go back to these stems and launch some stuff to help us do some transitions and all of that. Another cool reason why I like playing this Push 3 live in this duo is the fact that this is a standalone polyphonic synth. Even with all this modular that we have right here, we're only really doing like overlapping like monophonic type sequences over each other. And we've both been wanting that polyphonic sound just so we can add some chords and whatnot. So it's great that this is here, but it's great that it's standalone, and it's great that these pads are MPE sensitive. So I can play some chords over whatever Rob or myself has going on the modular and add lots of expression to it with just a few movements because these pads are MPE sensitive. These MPE pads is in itself why I always knew that eventually I wanted to use this Push 3 live. But with us being able to sort of delegate, melody and bass, drums, and then chords for myself, it makes it a lot more fun to use live in this duo situation. Third thing that's really cool is Push 3 can still be used as a sampler. So in addition to stems and loops and polyphonic synth chords, I could just load up a lot of these vocal samples that Rob actually digged up. I really enjoy the warping algorithm that they added to the Push 3 standalone because, again, none of my vocal samples, if I have them all warped, they won't fall out of sync. They'll be in rhythm with everything that we got going on. And I mean, that's just a lot to pack in one unit. We're using it as a master clock. We're using it as a standalone polyphonic synth. We're using it as a stem and loop and full track playback machine. And we're just using it as a regular sampler to just launch vocal samples at will and transpose them, all of that. So that in itself is really why I like rocking this Push 3 live in our duo setup. So we're just going to jam out and show you a little bit more about how I'm using this live for our sets. So let's just get back to that groove you hit. So we could obviously get lost for hours jamming like that, but a lot of that starts and just gets complemented and ends with the Push 3 being able to sync us all together, play these samples, drop some loops, build some stuff from scratch, save it, drop it into Ableton, finish some tracks, put the tracks out. Yeah, so Push 3 has really grown on me. So thanks a lot for allowing me to share that with you all. Again, I'm Fest Grandiose. You can find me over at Reverb if you want to check out some of my videos. But please follow my music as well. Follow our music, WFXR_music on Instagram, or RMM Official at Instagram, or at Fest Grandiose on Instagram. Peace, and stay safe, and keep creating.